Hey everyone, I wanted to share with you today something interesting. One of the biggest aha moments I had in business. And the reason that this is important for us to talk about is because for most of us, if we're graphic designers, if we're doing brand identity for clients, or if we do corporate comms, or if we're web developers or whatever, right? If we're selling a creative service, most of us think I have to wait until the client comes to me to have an opportunity, right? They go, well, I have to either wait for them to come to me, or I can cold email people, or I can do some spec work and I can do a mock up of a potential job for a client, and hopefully they'll find something for me to do. But here's the problem: if you wait for your clients to come to you, especially in your early days as a business owner, you're going to struggle because you're going to be relying on probably a few things, probably posting stuff on social media and hoping to get clients out of that. You might be getting word of mouth referrals from people you know, from your network, from colleagues, from people at Oldham agencies. You might be getting work from agencies, so getting contract work, we're getting paid an hourly rate. And you might be getting some leads from your website. So you might have really kind of smashed out some good SEO, and you're getting leads there. But the problem with all of those things is we have limited control over when those leads come in, the type of leads and referrals we get. And if we don't have control over anything, we feel like we're out of control. And when you do hit that spike or that quiet patch in business, like at the start of COVID, I know a lot of us kind of felt that. We finished up jobs and we had nothing booked in because everybody was afraid to, kind of pull the trigger or start things, right? So if we don't have any control over what's going on in our business, then when things happen and shit hits the fan, we go, what do we do next? So I'm all about helping my clients to build out systems and frameworks that actually help them have more control and more things to do, so they know specifically, hey, if I need to get a job this month, if I'm just finishing up a job, I know I can do one of a few things to generate a lead for myself. But one of the things that we don't always talk about, and one of the things you don't often hear people talking about, is the idea of only working with clients who know they need you. So what I'm going to share with you today is some thoughts around that and some ideas to help get you thinking, hey, I don't have to wait for the client to come to me. I can actually go to them, and there's opportunities out there that I may not have even considered that could be super useful for me and my business. So let's get into it. Now, I've got a bit of a cold, so please apologise. I'll apologise in advance if you're watching this. Here's the thing. We can't wait for our clients to come to us when we're newer in business. If you're a freelancer, if you're just getting started, if you've been in business for a couple of years, chances are you're still building up. You're still building momentum in your business, and you can't expect to have enough work just coming in from word of mouth. Unless you're a total legend and you're smashing it. If you're a total legend, then you're probably not watching this video. And you don't need to watch this video. But for most of us, in the first few years of our business, we need to be going out and being proactive and looking for clients ourselves. And that's why I tell everybody that I work with, you need to make time in your week for business development as much as you make time for creative work and as much as you make time for admin. The worst thing I hear people say is, I spent half my week doing my bookkeeping, my admin, my taxes, invoicing. That stuff is all stuff you have to do, but the stuff we're talking about now is integral. So if you think about your business in three parts, one being the creative work you deliver, one being the business development that you need to do, and one being the admin, that keeps it simple for you, but also it makes you realize you need to prioritize this stuff. So if you're waiting for work to come to you, you might be like this guy sitting at the airport with a really expensive bag, looking very fancy, but crying because he hasn't got any work to pay for that bag. So here's the thing. Now, if I just click on here, here we go, apologies. Only 8.9% of your potentially addressable market is actively looking for you. Now, that's a stat from Harvard. What that says is, out of the 100% of people you could work with, 100% of our businesses in your region, also in your country and outside your country, are looking for you. Only 8.9% of them have an immediate specific need that you can help them with, right? So they are the people going, I've just started a business, I'm looking for someone to do my branding. I'm thinking about I'm doing a rebrand, so I'm actually kind of going out and saying, who do you know, who could I use, who's a good graphic designer. They're actually actively kind of looking for you. But the challenge with these people, and I think I might have covered this on the next slide. Here we go. They're shopping around, and they're also potentially looking at other people if they don't know what they're doing. Sorry, I'm just going to hang up. My dad is calling me. I don't know how to hang up. I'm just going to hang up. They're looking at other people, and they are price focused. Okay, and that can be a challenge for us, because these clients are the ones that you get when they go, I just want to find out how much it might cost to do this. I'm thinking about, I'm doing this thing. How much would it cost me? They're not thinking about you first. They're thinking about what they need and how much it's going to cost them. And it's only a very small percentage of your market. If you think of 100 people, that's saying only 8.9 or 9 people are actually actively looking for you. But here's the thing. There's a big opportunity that most of us miss. 91.1% of our market have a need for what you do, but they aren't looking, right? They're about to start a business. They're thinking about, I'm doing a rebrand. They're thinking about redoing their website. They're thinking about getting some new corporate photos done, or corporate imagery done, right? They're thinking about a new advertising campaign or a new t-shirt graphic, but they haven't actually pulled the trigger yet. So how do we find these people? And that is the biggest challenge, and that's the question that everyone always asks me, well, how do I actually find these people? Because it's really hard, because you don't know who they are. Well, here's the thing. And before I explain how, I'm going to tell you why it's important. Freelancers who want more work need to be proactive. We can't just expect that work is going to come to us. We can't get bogged down in our week doing stuff that's not going to help us find clients. It's not going to help you, and it's going to mean you're going to struggle, and it's going to mean you'll get a great project, and you'll spend all your time on that project, and then you'll finish that project and you'll go, what next? And there's nothing coming in. We need to be thinking, how can we look for opportunities and use a system like this to go out and find opportunities now? Here's the thing. If you can get in front of this 91.1% of people, it's around that. Other numbers kind of might be slightly off. They're focused on you first. And that's because you've been introduced by someone they know, like, and trust. But you've been introduced in a very specific way. Because here's the thing. We think to get in front of these people, we have to either send them a cold DM, send them a cold email, or even if you're old school like me, do a cold call and ask them about something. Or we think we should say, hey, I'll do some work for free for you. Or, hey, I've done up this great idea for your brand. I'll share it and tag you, and that's maybe kind of one way to do it too. But even better is if you can work out two things. Number one, who do you really want to work with? So if you kind of work in a niche, that's super easy. You might say, well, I work in the food and beverage industry, so I work with people who have a food product, or I work with people who run a restaurant, or have a cafe or a roastery, or they create, you know what I'm saying. It's easier for you to do that if you're in a niche. But even if you're not in a niche, if you have an idea of the types of clients you want to work with, you can start to make a list. Who are my ideal clients? You can start by making that list by clients in your region, or it could be clients in your country. Think about the projects you've loved working on and start to make a list. Who are my ideal clients? And then that's where most of us stop. We go, here's my ideal clients. What do I do next? The next part of this is you need to share that with the right people to get the introductions you need. Now, part of what we teach in my program is our CRPs model, which is all about connecting and building relationships and building a framework around just getting specific targeted introductions to your ideal clients. The way that works is you're going to get clients coming in anyway. You're going to get leads coming in anyway. But if you want to get those higher ticket clients, those ones that may not come to you, those kind of bigger jobs, those 91%ers, you need to be thinking, who are the people in my market that I can partner with? Who are the people that service my ideal clients but don't compete with them? Now, there's a specific way you do this, and there's a specific way to manage this. This is all stuff that we teach, and it's a really nice little model. But the key to this is you need to be introduced the right way, because if you're just introduced by saying, hey, you should get in touch with my friend Hayden if you're thinking about doing a rebrand, that's not going to work. You need to have more control over that. You need to say to your potential referral partner, your creative referral partner, here's how I want to be introduced. I don't just want you to pass on my details. I want you to introduce me and ask if it's okay if I can contact that person and find out a little bit more, introduce myself, and see if there's anything I can help with. So when you think about your business, and there's a bit more to it than that, there's a bit of a nuance and a bit of process. I can't give that all the way for free. I have to save some of that for my clients. But really, if you're a freelancer and you're getting leads coming in already via social channels, via your website, via word of mouth, all that stuff, but it's still not enough, you need to look at a couple of things. You need to go, am I charging enough? Are they the right type of clients who can pay me more? Or are they just lower ticket jobs that are taking up all my time? I mean, there's a few things to consider, but the other thing I want you to consider is what we talked about right at the start. This 91% of the market who have a need, but they don't actually look for you. They aren't actually looking for you yet, but if they were introduced by the right person in the right way, that could give you your next $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 job that you would never have heard about otherwise. And the magic thing about these people, and I've been using this model for years and it works like magic, and one of our clients, actually a big client, they were spending $25,000 a year on their marketing budget, and that's, kind of may seem small, but they reduced that to 5,000. I think it was under 5,000 because they found, actually it was even less than that, but I can't remember the exact numbers, but the point is they reduced their marketing budget by a huge amount just by using this model. So if you want to get more ideal clients, if you're sick of waiting for clients to come to you, you need to find a way to get in front of them. Our CRPs model is a nice way to do that, but if you want to start and you aren't in our program yet, just think, who do I want to work with? Who are the ideal people that could introduce me? And who are the people that complement what I do but don't compete with me? Who are the people with the same types of clients that I need to build a relationship with and manage, so we both benefit and the client benefits too? Because the last thing I'll leave you on before I go is, if your client introduces you to someone and you do a good job for them, that's helping your client. And I talked with my friend Monica about this yesterday on a live we did. It's mutually beneficial. Everyone wins if you're introduced or referred by someone to their client, because the client wins because they get the best brand identity designer in front of them to do their brand or to do a document for them or whatever it might be, right? Your referrer wins because they look good because they've introduced someone good to their client and they'll get more work out of that. And you win because you get a new job. So just think, who are the people that can help me grow my business? Who do I need to reach out to, and who are my ideal clients? Start with that list and that will help you out immensely. If this was useful, leave a comment below. If you're watching this on YouTube, like and subscribe. Have an amazing week, and I'll speak to you soon.